Hey, what's going on, guys? You're watching Tape Mod, and today we're taking a look at the Womier S-K75. This is a gasket-mounted mechanical keyboard. Let's get it all opened up. So inside our package we have the keyboard itself. You can see it is a completely transparent keyboard. We have a quick start guide and a manual, as well as a switch puller, nice switch puller and cap puller, and our USB cable. Okay, we have a dust cover that comes with the keyboard. It's pretty cool looking if you are into this sort of thing. I really don't care about the clear nature. In fact, I am most definitely going to change these caps. I have opened this before and took a look at it, and the first thing I was disappointed with was it said that it came with linear switches, which is why I bought it. I wanted to try out some linear switches, and these are 110% clicky. They're a very high-pitched, sharp, clicky sound. Alright, I know it's a little bright in here, but hopefully you can see that this thing is an RGB explosion. If you are into RGB, this thing is bonkers. There's a bunch of different modes. I personally, again, don't really care about the RGB. What I really care about are the other features of this board. For starters, it is gasket mounted. I believe it's either a polycarbonate or acrylic plate. This keyboard comes with a plate foam, it comes with a switch pad, and it comes with a pre-poured silicone dampener. So the whole back of this keyboard is filled with silicone. So there's not going to be a lot of crazy modding to do to this thing. And in fact, I'm not sure if the stabs are lubed or not, but they seem pretty darn decent. They're very solid. They don't sound noisy. The biggest noise here is honestly the switch. So the stabs are already decent. I am going to change the keycaps because I don't really care about the bonkers RGB. In fact, I think I'm kind of mostly over RGB in general. A little backlighting is kind of nice sometimes if you're in the dark typing for some reason, but I'm usually not. So I am going to change these keycaps. I'm going to change the switches. I had ordered this with tactiles. I think I may have said linears earlier, but I ordered it with tactiles, and I got clickies. And then I ordered some tactile switches, and I got linears. What I'm going to do is go ahead and use these linears because these are speed silvers that were sent to me, Kale switches, and I like those switches a lot, so we're going to go ahead and use those. That's probably all we're really going to do to this thing because it's already fairly modded. I'll take it apart and show you everything, but this keyboard is pretty much ready to go. Right now, I know it was under $60 when I bought it. I don't think you can beat this deal. I mean, yeah, it's like a plastic or acrylic keyboard. It's not aluminum, it's not some crazy keyboard. It's got a really nice weight to it. It's heavy, but not crazy heavy. You can still move it around easily, and it seems to be built really well. Anyway, let's get started tearing this apart so I can make it a little more to my liking. Keycaps are removed, and now it's time to remove our switches. Our spacebar switch came out with the keycap. These are 5-pin north facing, which this had cherry profile caps on it. So I'm assuming there was probably some interference with these switches. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and pull these guys out, as many as we can, without removing the case. I don't want to mangle the case, so I like to take the case off first before pulling the edges. And this does appear to be a polycarbonate plate. Could just be plastic. Doesn't really say what it's made of. But it does have a bit of flex to it, which is what I am currently into. Alright, so we've got the outer shell off, and this was kind of a monster to get off, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to use 2 of these plastic prying bars to get this thing off. It took like 5 minutes, and I was scared the whole time that I was gonna crack it. So be very careful if you're going to remove the case. Beneath the case we do have our plate, which is in fact gasket mounted. There are these little rubber gaskets around the edge mounting our plate, and our daughter board is screwed directly onto the motherboard, which is kind of cool. And you can see the silicone pad. I thought that it had a switch pad, but it does not appear to have a switch pad, which is kind of a bummer because I'm pretty sure that that was included there. But anyway, here's our little gaskets. They just slide on the edges and they sit on the base. You don't get a lot of flex, but you do get some flex. Yeah, they probably use this for multiple boards. Looks like there's probably a couple different layouts they'll do with this. There's our PCB. And we will look at our silicone base, which I think is pretty cool that it's already included. They have all the routing spots cut out. It's basically just a big silicone pad. I'm not going to take this part any further. This is not necessarily wanting to come out. This is not wireless. We have 3 different heights with our legs. I will use it on the bottom setting because that's what I like. Alright, what we're going to do now is go ahead and remove our PCB from the plate. Yes, I think the daughter board has to be removed as well to get the plate off. They just used maybe a longer screw. No, they didn't. Maybe there's screws underneath the daughter board. And they even do a little foam underneath the daughter board. So yeah, that is why we could not remove the plate. So there is our blank PCB. Oh, there is switch pad built in. Okay, the entire the plate foam or plate silicone, as the case may be, has the switch pad built into it. Okay, that's cool. And yes, our stabilizers already have the feet clipped, and they are already lubed. This keyboard is extremely impressive for the money. That is all I can really tell you. This thing is most definitely impressive for the money. I can't even believe you get this much keyboard for 60 bucks. I would way rather have a keyboard of this quality than like a Razer or something like that. Yeah, I still don't think this is poly. I think it's just plastic, but it's interesting. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I don't think I'm actually going to modify this really in any way. I just wanted to tear it apart and show you guys the whole build. Now we will, I guess, just put it back together and drop switches and caps on it and see what the end result is. It's cool that you can still see the RGB. I bought these CSA profile keycaps, which I'm absolutely in love with. I've used them on the last board I built, and I ended up buying every colorway they had just because they're kind of perfect for my giant fingers. They feel great, they're very thick, and they have a nice deep sound to them. So yeah, I really don't think I could recommend this board more. You're not gonna be modding it. You know, you could probably do a tape mod on this. I wouldn't bother because there's so much padding going on anyway. So if you're looking for a keyboard to mod, this probably isn't the one, but if you're looking for an absolutely great out-of-the-box experience, this keyboard for under 60 bucks is just a fantastic deal. Now, I'm not a big fan of the white clicky switches that it came with, but with these Kale Speed Silvers in it, this thing feels great. I cannot believe how good the stabs are. Those are 100% stock, you guys. There is Nothing been done to those at all. I did not lubricate them. I did not clip them in any way. Those are stock, and they sound that good. Let me give you a quick typing test, and then I will get out of your hair.